And welcome to this module on martial arts philosophy, and this is the introduction video. Right then, for some people you might find this the most boring module because it's mainly theoretical. Okay, for some people you might find it the most life-changing module out of the lot. Might be the most enlightening and life-changing for you. Depends on what your particular interests are. Most martial arts today, or most of the Eastern martial arts, have some philosophy connected with them. Kung Fu is often associated with Buddhism, with the Shaolin monasteries being Buddhist monasteries. Tai Chi is often associated with Taoism. Many Japanese martial arts are connected with Zen Buddhism. Now, there is kind of mixed thoughts on that. To some people will argue that Zen and Japanese martial arts went hand in glove over the centuries. Other people will say that the martial arts back in the day of the samurai, it was just a method of fighting. The Zen was added to it later when they, basically for marketing purposes, shall we say. They reckon the Zen was added later. So there are mixed feelings about the connection between Zen and Japanese martial arts. There are some clear influences from Zen. For example, the plain uniforms that we use. Zen is very minimalistic, okay? So the uniforms we have, they're all plain white. The only adornments that the Japanese would have worn is the colour of the belt to denote the grade. Okay, nowadays we have a lot more badges and things depending on, it varies from club to club, association to association. But originally the only adornment from a plain white suit, minimalist suit, would be the colour of the belt to denote grade. Okay, now when you look at the kickboxing, and again, no disrespect, it's a different culture. You look at some of the Korean martial arts where, like the Taekwondo for example, they've got TKD all over the uniform, and the black belts have a bit of extra black trim around the uniforms, and ITF denoting the association that they might belong to down the trousers. And the kickboxers will wear all kinds of colourful uniforms. Obviously that's moved away. Now, I don't decry that because it's a different culture. The Korean culture is different. The kickboxing, that's much more of a Western culture, and Western culture likes a bit more colour and flamboyance in it. But the original Japanese martial arts, most of them are plain white, and again, part of that would have been influenced by the Zen, the minimalism. Okay, it's also reflected in our techniques to a certain respect. Any fancy flourishes will be taken out of the technique until you've got pure functionality. Okay, if it's not functional, if it's not part of the technique, take it out. Okay, if you've got a movement, so we say a punch where you move your head, don't need to move my head to do the punch, take the head movement out. Okay, take out anything that is not required and leave only what is functional in the technique, which again is another Zen influence on martial arts. Okay, now in this module I'm not going to be sticking to any particular philosophy. I'm not going to be trying to teach you Zen, I'm not going to try and teach you Buddhism, I'm not going to try and teach you Taoism. Most of them have overlapping philosophies anyway in the most important areas. A lot of them can more or less say the same thing. What I'm going to strive to do here in this module is to take out philosophies partly from Buddhism, partly from Zen, some from modern gurus, modern self-development gurus, but I'm going to try and gear it, shall we say, more to modern day, modern life. What would be the most useful philosophies for you to learn to be part of today's life and part of today's culture? Okay, some of the things in Taoism and Buddhism, they may have been great centuries ago, and a lot of it will be relevant today. But it's no good sticking to something just because it was done centuries old and that's the way the original master used to do it, and not change because that's adherence to an old way of doing it. If modern day living and modern day circumstances and even modern day law, if that has changed the situations, then we need to change our way of doing things to cope with the environment that we're in today. not the environment that the monks or the practitioner may have faced centuries ago. So, like I say, I'm not adhering to any particular philosophy. I'm just trying to include the philosophies that I think will be most useful to you to incorporate in your day-to-day life and your day-to-day training.
If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please leave us a like and a comment below. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm and helps our ratings on YouTube. So thank you.